Hi everybody, so I'm here today to make a video about the difference between my medicated birth versus my failed epidural birth and how they were different, how it affected me, which one do I prefer, how I felt, things like that, just all about it. And don't mind my hair, it's a mess, but today we're having a snowy day and Isaac is sleeping, Isabella's in her room, hopefully she's going down for a nap. So I finished cleaning, so why not make a video, right? So, to start off, for those of you that don't know, Isabella was induced. So, she had what they call IUGR, so she had a growth restriction in my belly, so they decided to induce me at 39 weeks. And when I went to the hospital, they started me on something called Cervidil. Now, the Cervidil was inserted in me at around 8 in the morning. I want to say it was probably 9-ish. And they told me that it takes 12 hours to actually kick in. And if it didn't work, I would have to wait another 12 hours. So, alright, after like 4 hours, my contractions started going off the roof and they decided to remove it. And luckily, I went into labor all by myself. So I didn't need any Pitocin or anything like that. So long story short, after they broke my water, I decided to get the epidural. So I got the epidural, and for some reason, I could still feel my contractions. I could feel my back contractions. It was so painful. Now, towards the end, when I could feel her coming down, it was excruciating. Like, I'm not trying to scare anybody that's planning on having unmedicated birth, but to be honest, it was very, very painful. Felt like my back was gonna break. Like, I'm not even joking. It hurt so bad, and it felt like I needed to take a really big poop, but I just couldn't, like, push it out. You know what I'm saying? So I was holding it in. That's what it felt like. And it was like all in my back, and I was crying. I was telling Arturo, like, listen, I don't know, but it hurts so bad. And I kept telling the nurses, like, listen, my epidural is not doing anything. Like, I could feel everything. And they were like, listen, we can't give you any more. That's what we gave you. It's there. And I'm just like, all right, whatever. So eventually they told me I could start pushing, because literally I felt like I needed to push. And it was the most amazing feeling in the whole wide world. Every time a contraction came, it didn't even hurt anymore, because I was actually pushing. I wasn't holding it in, because they tell you not to push, you know? So I pushed and pushed and pushed. Literally, I felt her head crowning. I felt it coming out. I felt everything. Like, I'm not even kidding. Did I like that experience? No, I didn't. The only thing I did like was how I felt me pushing her out. Like, I knew how much to push, how less to push, things like that. So that was the good part about it, the fact that I could actually feel my down there area and how much I needed to push, how much force to put in it. So that was a good thing. Now, Isaac's birth. To get to that, it was perfect. I know, it's pretty crazy, right? But yeah, my labor and delivery with Isaac was completely perfect. The only thing that happened was when I was getting my epidural, I was very nervous. I don't know why I was nervous, because I had done it before, but for some reason I was really nervous. And they tell you to, like, to go down like this and stuff like that. And before I got the epidural, I was actually laboring for a while. I labored on the ball, I labored, standing up, moving side to side. So I did as much as I could. So while I got the epidural, they ask you after you get it done, like, do you taste like a funny penny tip taste in your mouth? Are you feeling this way? Feeling dizzy? Things like that. And I would just say no, but my heart on the monitor was going like crazy. Like, it felt like it was gonna come out of my chest. Like, it was just beating so fast. And they were like, "Are you okay?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I think it's just because I'm nervous." And I kept repeating myself like over and over again. And they were like, "Okay." So they waited a little bit, and then she said, "Okay, we have to redo it because I hit a nerve or something like that. It's actually on a nerve or something." So they redid it again, and as they did the second time, I tried to remind myself that everything was going to be okay and to breathe and just to relax, that I was doing this for Isaac because he was going to be here soon, stuff like that. So I was just trying to relax as much as possible. After I just laid down, had like an ice pop or whatever, water, things like that, and um, every time when they checked me, I was already 10 centimeters. Like, I'm not even joking. I didn't feel anything. I didn't feel no pressure. I didn't feel absolutely nothing. Like, she was like, literally, we could, like, pull his hair. Like, that's how his head is right there. And I was like, are you serious? So that's why in my labor video, you could see how he came out so fast, because since I wasn't in pain, I literally opened as much as I needed to, and he came down on his own, and I didn't have to be in pain and holding back from it, stuff like that. So everything just went so naturally. So by the time it was time to push, the doctor just said, give me one big push. I pushed. He said to hold on, one small push, and then he just came out. So literally I pushed 2 times with the doctor, and like I said, I didn't feel anything. I didn't absolutely feel anything. Like, it was great. um, I absolutely loved my labor with Isaac. So if I had to choose again, to do an unmedicated birth versus a medicated birth, I would definitely go with the medicated one, because I absolutely love the fact that I wasn't, you know, tired from all the pain. I wasn't, exhausted. I could actually enjoy my time with him. And yeah, it was just great. And like, if you need to get stitches or something like that, you didn't even have to worry about like feeling anything. Versus with Isabella, well, I didn't get stitches or anything like that with Isaac, but with Isabella, I had to get stitches done, and I could feel everything. Like, every little needle thing that they put in there, I felt, and it was like really painful. Like, no numbness or anything. They didn't even put anything to numb it, because they felt that I still had the epidural working, so they didn't want to believe me. Whatever. The hospital was terrible. Um, Honestly, it was horrible. Like, I have to do another video on how horrible the hospital experience was that I had with Isabella, because it was literally horrible. But yeah, so like I said, I would definitely do epidural birth again. I think it was amazing. So that is pretty much my opinion on it. My little Isaac has been sleeping for a while, so I'm going to take advantage and probably watch some, I don't know, Dr. Phil episodes that I haven't watched yet, or stuff like that, just to kill some time. Um, but yeah, thank you so much for watching. Bye.